Hi everyone, my name is Chris Martin. Welcome to Keto with me. It is day 182 on my journey back into keto. If you're new to my channel, check out my day 0 video where I talk about the reasons why I created this video series. Alright, let's roll the clip. For day 182, actually specifically days 176 to 182, my week 26. We got a few little things to talk about. Let's go ahead and get to the weight. My weight loss for the week 26 was 1.1 pounds. That puts me at 71.3 pounds lost to date. That makes my overall weight 163.1. Still just blows my mind that I was at 234 just 182 days ago, 234.4 specifically. So stick around to the final thoughts part of the video where I announce the ending of this series and what's to come afterwards. That includes exercise, maintenance, and the whole 9 yards, other types of videos, and some cool things. So be sure to stick around for that. In week 26, I ate 6 of the days. We'll talk about the 48, I went ahead and did a 48-hour fast this week, so that's why I only had 6 days of eating, but my average fat grams for those 6 days was 173, my carbs was 18, my protein was 90, my overall macros for the week 26 is 78% fat, 4% carbs, and 18% protein. Those are very good macros. I love the results for the week. By the way, that 48 that I mentioned, I started out as the 72, and it was just one of those things again where I got to the 48-hour mark and I was like, I'm just not feeling it going for a 72, so I backed out of that. So that, by the way, that puts me at 12 48-hour fasts that I've done and 12 72-hour fasts that I've done. Those are separate, not mixed together, in the 26 weeks that I've been doing, been on this journey. My blood work for those 7 days is my average blood glucose was 75 for the week, 2.0 on the ketones. My Dr. Boz ratio was 40, which is really good. All of these are really good. And my GKI was 2.1. So all very, very, very good numbers. So any highlights? There was one big highlight from the week. I did have to do like a an A1C test for you know, like one of those work things to kind of reduce our deductible price and stuff like that. So I had some blood drawn for that, and that number came back as 4.5 for my hemoglobin A1C. Folks, that is amazing. So I'm really tickled with that result. As far as the food I ate for that for the week 26, you know, on Wednesday I had, you know, again, my week starts on Wednesdays. Breakfast for dinner, we had an omelet, love omelets. Thursday we have just an abundance of zucchini from the garden, so my wife made zucchini lasagna. Gotta be careful that you don't eat too much of it. I ate like 4 ounces of it, which was reasonable, with some ground beef, ricotta cheese, etc. Friday we had salmon patties. Saturday we went to go do some diving, you know, at a quarry, and they had a potluck. My numbers were okay that day. They weren't like the best, but it's just one of those things where, you know, most of the food brought to the potluck was not keto, but there were some elements that I could, you know, eat, you know, like burgers and you know, some other things, cheeses and deviled eggs and things like that. So you just make do. Sometimes you just have to do that. And then I made sure that I took, like, you know, stuff with me, like nuts and so forth. As far as Sunday, we ended up making hamburgers at home. So I had hamburgers again, squash, salad that day. I fasted on Monday, and then on Tuesday I had like just miscellaneous leftovers, stuff like that. So it wasn't very exciting for the end of the week. But that's it for the actions clip and, you know, just how my week is going. Again, I'll talk about like the closeout of the series here in just a few minutes on the final thoughts portion of this. But let's get to the goals first. So I got the goals right here in front of me on my spreadsheet. So this is week 26, my pit of success. Remember, set yourself up, you know, to succeed. You know, you do as many things as you can to be, you know, for me, tracking and giving myself goals keeps me, you know, very, very successful on my journey. So we're talking specifically days 176 to 182 here. My fasting, you know, I'm always doing 1 meal a day. You'll notice that on day 179, that's the day we were at the quarry. There was a life emergency thing there. Luckily, the lady was okay. But, you know, we ended up like, we're starting to get in the water, but then we couldn't get in. So then it was one of those things where I kind of got bored. So I went ahead and ate a little sooner. So I didn't end up with a OMAD that day. I ended up just basically doing a 16-8 fast. The carbs were okay, but I'm not quite sure I nailed the carbs really well on that day. But overall, like my blood numbers and all that show that I stayed where I needed to be. So don't throw it all away just because you get lost in the mix. That's kind of what, you know, I felt like happened to me. So fasting is successful for the week, including that 48-hour fast. You know, my style, you know, I'm always trying to eat clean. The vast majority of the time I'm eating, you know, good whole foods, you know, and then I do eat some pepperoni and some other dirty types of foods here and there. For my carbs for the week, you'll see that I did much better than the previous week. You know, I kind of, in the last 2 or 3 weeks before, it kind of was creeping up a little bit. And, you know, just, you know, I had to get that under control a little bit. Now, all that'll change once I get into maintenance mode. I'll have to go probably above 20, you know, a little bit. As far as my macros for the week, I had, as I mentioned before, 78, 4, and 18, which are really good macros. That's a good, strong fat macro. You know, making sure that I got 78% of my food coming from fat. As always, I'm always tracking. As you can see on the spreadsheet, I got, you know, my sheet here. I got my little sheets I fill out. Ooh, too many pencils here, Chris. And then, you know, I've got, you know, some notes I keep, and then a little bit of a spreadsheet here. And then more importantly, you know, I have an app called Chronometer. I've mentioned it 1,000 times that I use to track all my food in. So to me, that's one of my most vital things. In addition to, you know, the things I do keto related, I do meditation. And, you know, meditation is just kind of my way at the beginning and end of the day, just kind of just sit and relax and not think about anything else. Still, 0 exercise, but that's coming up in about 3 weeks. So I'm super excited about that. And lastly, I forgot to mention sleep, which is the first item on the list here. Usually that's the first thing I tackle. My sleep is doing really well. Sometimes I have a little trouble falling asleep because of all of the abundance of energy that I got, but overall sleep is doing well. So that's it for my goals. Let's talk about my final thoughts and then my announcement about the series and what's next. So I think I mentioned on both my diary and my results series videos, maybe 5 weeks ago or something, that I knew I was getting close to my goal weight, and I think even I mentioned last week I officially announced my goal weight target of 160, and then I even gave you some disclaimers that as I start to bring in exercise and maintenance mode, that I could go even below 160, but that's where I'm sticking my flag in the sand and saying that's my official weight goal. So I'm 163.1 based off of my estimations. I will be doing my last diary series video and last results series video week 28. So this is week 26. I'm recording right now, so I'll have 2 more of those recordings, and then I'm switching formats. I know the videos that I'm making here, the results in the diary videos, are a lot longer than most people like to digest. And I know that some folks appreciate the detail of these ones. But in reality, a lot of us like to, even myself, like to get in a video and keep going. You're probably even like, Chris, you're doing it right now. But I wanted to let you know that I'm switching to, I'll have anywhere between 2 to 4 videos releasing per week. One of those videos is the Mentor Series video with Jamie. So if you're familiar with that, I will continue to do that video in that format and release that weekly. That's not going to change until Jamie's journey ends and we move him into a different mode. These will end, and then I'm creating basically what's called a Chris's living the keto life 2-minute rundown. And the reason I picked 2 minutes is that's about what most people will watch. It's going to quickly get to my numbers, like where I'm at, what am I raising things to try to maintain, what did I have to do to offset exercise, what did I do exercise, what did I have to do to in keto to be able to exercise and have the energy and and all that other stuff. So, but it's going to be quick, and I'm going to include some photos of me as the progression as I make my way through my exercise journey, but also the maintenance journey. And then where does my weight really shake out at? Does it shake out at 155? Does it come up to 165? I don't know. That's what's exciting about the journey, but also kind of like, whoa, that's unknown. So in addition to those two videos, the Mentor and the 2-minute rundown, the other videos that I'm creating are 2 new style format videos that I'm just going to call, for lack of better words, top secret. In the sense of that, when they release, I think you're going to enjoy them. They're going to be bite-sized, just like this 2-minute rundown. They're going to be quick, but they're going to get, they're going to get to the point. They're going to hopefully get people excited about keto, help them learn about keto, but give it to them in a format that I think is, appreciated and, not elongated like these longer videos. So that's it for my final thoughts for week 26. Hopefully I can articulate what I just said in my results video, what I just said just a moment ago. If not, watch them both because I may remember something. That's it for day 182, official, technically week 26 of my journey back into keto. Please take time to like and subscribe so you can keto with me. More importantly, if you have any comments or questions, don't hesitate to leave them down below. Just remember, nobody's perfect. Be a coach, not a critic, and take care, folks.